What's up, gentlemen? Welcome to the Week 2 awards, Week 3 preview, and updated rankings. In Week 1, I projected 3 out of the 5 winners correct. And in Week 2, I projected 2 out of the 5 winners correct. So on the year, I am 5-10 with my picks. All right. For the awards this week, I'm looked at real-life NFL teams. Real-life NFL teams and looked at our fantasy teams and picked the awards off of those teams. So, first one, Frankie, 0-2, just like the Kansas City Chiefs. And this one kind of wrote itself. The Chiefs won a lot of games last year, lost in the chip. Frankie also lost in the chip, 0-2 to start the year. Huge question marks surrounding the squad and kind of just looking a little lost right now. Now, Chiefs, favorite to get Tyreek Hill back. Frankie, make a couple trades. You'll be right back in the hunt. For myself, I gave myself the Bengals 2-0, but at what cost? Question mark. The Bengals last couple years have started either 1-1, 0-2, really bad starts. This year, Bengals started 2-0, but at what cost? Like my team, my RB2 got injured. My bench is abhorrent. My RB2 being injured is similar to Joe Burrow being injured. All offseason, the Bengals were hyped up. I hyped myself up after a personal record-breaking year last year, but losing round 1 in the playoffs. So I gave myself the Bengals 2-0 because it is at what cost? Snack Jones, I gave him the Seahawks 1-1. Really disconcerting week 1 showing, but came back and won week 2. Seahawks looked really bad week 1. Looked really, really bad. And the Seahawks barely won week 2. You look at the box score, 31-17, but really it was much closer than that because Caleb Johnson really made that huge mistake for Pittsburgh, which helped Seattle win by double digits. Jones, really close week 2 against Dan. Lowest scoring matchup, but a win's a win. Dan, the Bears, 0-2. I named Dan the best team after the draft. Bears, they won the offseason like they always do, but yet praise can only really get you so far. Dan is 0-2 along with the Bears. Luckily, it's a very long season, and I don't think Derrick Henry is going to average under 7 points every year. Jake, the Chargers, 2-0. Eagles would have been an easy comp here due to coming off the chip and being 2-0, but in reality, I think Jake is more similar to the Chargers because they play a better brand of offensive football than the Eagles do. And we all know that Jakey Poo is a more offensive guy than a defensive guy, clamoring for defenses to be out of our lineup. Nicholas Drost, he is the Colts, 2-0. Nick was last place last year with quite a bad offseason. I ranked him, I believe, team number 9 or 8, with some really bad picks, CMC and Malik Neighbors, and I have a little bit of egg on my face now. And the Colts had a really questionable offseason with Daniel Jones, and their owner died. But in reality, the Colts are 2-0, playing an ugly brand of football, and Drost is 2-0. And I wouldn't say it's an ugly brand because he is 2-0 and has won both games by over 25 points. Johnny Boy, the Steelers. This one kind of wrote itself as well. 1-1, amazing showing week 1. John silenced some of the doubters about having a very, very, very old team, the AARP team. But, even though week 1 was extremely dominant, week 2, the bill came due. Week 2, kind of disappointing showing, especially because he played a team with a defense that put up -5 points. And Jake, what I will say to you about -5 points from a defense, I still won by over 12 points. So all in favor to keep defenses. Just kidding. Next year, we're getting rid of them. Borelli, the Giants, 0-2 all offseason. Whether it was Giants Reddit, Giants Twitter, Giants were being discussed as going to win ugly games with their defense. Bootleg Football, I really support their channel on both Spotify and YouTube. Every summer they go through each team, do an hour-long episode of the breakdown, and for the Giants, their title was, "This is the ugliest brand of football that you're going to watch." They're going to win games 10-7. But 0-2, Borelli, 0-2, very lackluster. I think he'll bounce back, though. Dupe, the Jags, 1-1. Freakishly good week 1, but undoubtedly a very bad week 2. And I can't even say, like the Jags, who beat the Panthers in week 1, can't even say that you beat a bad opponent like the Panthers are, because I think Mike's a very good opponent. But Dupe, 1-1, and not a lot of people remember that the Jags won week 1 because the lightning delay. And so basically, long-winded way of saying that it was a forgettable win for Dupe. Mike, the Pats, 1-1, very bad week 1, won a ring, but it's been a minute. Glory days may be behind them, but fuck, week 2 was a really good showing. Excuse me. Carmi, let's get down. All right. Those are all 10 awards. Let's go into week 3. Jared versus Drost. I'm favored by 54 to Drost's 46. I have myself winning this game, going to a nice 3-0. Mike, 55 to Jake's 45. I have Jake winning this game. Jake says I always bet against him, but this week I'm going to give him the victory here. Borelli, 54 to Jones's 46. I'm going with Borelli, getting him that first win on the board. Frankie, 54 to Dupe's 46. I'm going to go Dupe here. And then John, 52 to Dan's 48. I am going to go Johnny Boy. All right, updated rankings. I have at pick number 1, or not pick number 1, but at team number 1. Sorry, my computer just died and I'm looking at my Google sheet. Sorry. Fellas, please hang tight. All right, at number 1, I have myself. At number 2, I have Jake. 3, Mike. 4, Drost. 5, Dupe. 6, John. 7, Frank. 8, Jones. 9, Borelli. And 10, Dan. Thank you, boys. See you in the chat.